Hi, this is a quick demo of how state mutex works. I'll just add a couple of demo components. And we have in React useState, which we use to hold and manage state in between our component renders, which is great, and it's isolated to each component. However, that's not how I'd like state management to work. I actually want my components to share state so that wherever I change it in the app, it always responds everywhere else to the same changes. In addition, I quite often want to hold my query state in the query string at the top there, so that I can allow my users to move backwards and forwards through the different states of the app. And occasionally I might want to hold it in a hash rather than having it exposed in the query string. And again, I can move my application backwards and forwards through that state. One of the main reasons I want to do this is because when my users get into difficulty, I want them to be able to email me a URL and it puts the application into exactly the same state as the user sees. I find that quite beneficial. And then lastly, I tend to write a lot of complex applications these days that are spread across multiple screens, and I actually would like my state to be changeable and visible across different tabs. So we've got these hooks: shared state, query state, hash state, and local state. And then lastly, I've got use data state, which just is a simple lightweight hook that observes the variables but doesn't need to know where it's stored or what the default value is. And then all of these components will just monitor and respond to changes in the state. So that's how it works. A little bit more detail. It's TypeScript ready, so we can use shared state for numbers, use shared state for strings, use shared state for booleans. No dates. Dates are problematic, and I always move my dates around as ISO strings and then just format them at the very end when the user needs to see them. We can have arrays of the string, number and boolean, and we can have records of, and this just adds and removes bits of this record. And the way it works is you have a copy of the object and change the object locally to your heart's content, and then save the object back. And every time you save the object, it takes a structured clone very fast and sends a message out to everybody who's looking at it, and then they update with the new object. So that's how that works. I'll just give you so we can all see them working here. That's how that works. So let's stress test it. So we have two components, same piece of data, just changes the color. So we'll double up till we get to 1,000 components on screen. Okay, no problem, no lag. Let's double a couple of times. So this is the old Angular 1 limit. Everything seems to be working fine. Let's go up to 16,000. The browser window tends to have a little bit lag when we get this high in the number of components. If you've got need to display 16,000 components, there's probably a different way of doing it, rather than using lots of independent components. And then we'll just remove them out. This takes a couple of seconds in the browser just to clean up and throw all this stuff away, and it's gone. So that's that. And then lastly, we can just monitor the store as a whole. There's another hook called useStore, which just displays everything that's in the store so that you can use it for debugging purposes. So that is state mutex in a nutshell.